Can't hold them. It's away!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Rasta and Ash Talk X-Wing. So we got a kind of a special episode. This is not how we normally do things. This is very televisual.
This is a proper big one.
This is a proper big one. Why don't you tell them about it?
Well, this weekend just gone, we've just had, or which will be 2 weekends ago when you're watching this.
Magic of television.
We had a big, well, not a big tournament, but our usual monthly tournament.
It's pretty big.
Yeah,
it's pretty
big special. If you've been to one, you know about it.
Yeah.
If not, you've probably watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, or you can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. So we had 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. Nice bit of X-Wing being played in store. But we had special guests.
We did. We had a very, very special guest. Phil GC, who you all know from Such an X-Wing Hipster blog.
Turns out he is an actual hipster.
He's an actual little hipster beard and everything. He come and spent the weekend. He came up on Friday night. He stayed with me for 3 nights and he played on both days' events. So you know his blog's all about him trying to push up his percentile rate on tournament wins.
Percentile, I like
percentile.
Yeah,
do you like that? It's like
it.
prehensile.
Yeah, it's
but
amazing.
Different.
Yeah,
it was a metaphor.
I can guarantee that you'll never hear me say it.
But it actually happened.
But it happened.
So he came up, spent the weekend with us, played Saturday and Sunday. I do believe his original plan was just to practice with Dash Poe because he's going off to a System Open in Italy and he really wants those bobber templates. But it didn't really conspire like that because unfortunately he spent the weekend with me. So we spent the weekend talking nonsense about how much we love Star Wars and what we love. And the upshot was that on the Saturday he managed to somehow convince me to take triple Star Vipers, even though I've never even put one on the table.
You've got some beautifully painted Star Vipers.
I've been painted since day one.
Since been painted for a very long. Never seen them.
No, just sat in a cabinet forever, looking pretty.
They do look pretty.
I hated the first 2 rounds. It was horrible. All you could hear me was swearing and shouting in the background, going, "I hate Star Vipers."
You will pick that up on the stream.
You might well hear that. But by game 3 and 4, I suddenly found myself falling deeply, deeply in love with a ship that is just about flying and pointing arcs.
I said to you afterwards as well, and I played you on Tuesday as well, and you had the Star Vipers against me then, with Fen, to be fair, but 2 Star Vipers. And I was very scared because George is starting to get to control, and that with the Star Viper Mark II with the barrel roll, that thing can move, man. And
so much fun.
Really cool. And I did say that if you give them a little bit more game time, I would not like to play.
They live in my box now, so they're like my second go-to have fun list that ain't coming out of my box.
Oh, definitely fun. Like
up there.
So
much fun. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's loads of stuff. They're not tier 1. They're going to get battered by certain things.
3 nights out of fun.
Yeah, no, they're great. Don't get me wrong. Like I played against Fen, Tarok and Talonbane Cobra, and none of my Vipers are high PS. They're all low PS. And they never had a shot on me. I think they had 2 shots the whole game.
That was game 4.
Game 4. That's when I'd worked out how to use them. The guys was like going, my head is hurting because I can't work out where you're going to be.
Great. He's high PS
if your head hurts, imagine what my head feels like because I'm doing stuff and going, look where I've got to. This is amazing.
Yeah. So, I might get these out again.
A lot of fun was had on Saturday.
As usual, fun.
And then Saturday night we go back to mine and we crack on with so Phil's very similar age to me. He's coming up to 40, I'm 42, so we had similar sort of childhood influences and we got to talking about our Star Wars toys and what we really loved. And for me it was always, we were both kind of not very privileged as such as children. I didn't have all of it, but I had a Millennium Falcon. And Phil had a Firespray, which I do believe he acquired from a car boot. But then it was the love of these ships. And Phil loves the Falcon. Who can't love those 2 ships? They're the 2 iconic ships.
Yeah, with the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter, but then there's the Falcon and Slipper. The thing about Star Wars is it's been with us forever. And that's why X-Wing does what it does to us.
Yeah. I mean, it's that shared love of that.
Forever.
So somehow, even though I didn't specifically do it, in Sunday morning, Phil woke up and went, George, I need to borrow stuff.
So bearing in mind he's supposed to be flying.
Bearing in mind he's supposed to be practicing, so he busts out double fire sprays, the legendary double spray list that he banged on so much about on his blog, and that's what he brought on the Sunday. And Sunday out of our 2 days is the way more competitive day. There's no rules. There's nothing saying on a Saturday you have to bring less competitive.
Yeah, no.
You have to be less competitive.
Yeah.
But there's less people.
There's still proper lists.
And it's just become kind of a bit of an in thing that on Saturday, if you're going to have a bit of a chilled day and you want to try something silly out, Saturday's the day to do it. Sunday, you can still do that, but you're probably more likely to encounter guys that travel from all over the country, top players, and really hardcore lists in the room. So Sunday's the more competitive event. I've gone back to my baby Dash Po because I was like, okay, it was great, but it's Sunday. I can't be taking it.
You've had fun.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it, but you know who's coming to that room on Sunday. You know what other lists are going to be there. It's let's get the real list out.
So Phil done really, really, really well with Double Star Vipers. Even bust his cherry of beating it was Rear Admiral Chirinu and Sontir, but it was the Kylo crew and Palp. That horrible
matchup.
He was chuffed. He went 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1. His only game loss, unlucky, he's on stream.
Oh, it was against Sim?
Yeah. No, on stream. Was it against Sim?
No, it's Sunday, wasn't it? Ian Wardle. I know he got beaten on the Saturday against him on stream. It's like we only put Phil on stream when he's going to get beaten.
Sorry, Phil.
But I watched the game and I've been told by Phil his dice were just atrocious in the Sim game.
That's the shocker. That's the Saturday game.
Where his dice were just terrible.
HLC 4 blanks.
Yeah, terrible.
Rotten.
I went on to play my Wookiee in the final. I ended up winning the tournament. In a Rear Admiral Chirinu Dash Po list. That is not the best example of how you should fight Rear Admiral Chirinu Dash Po. My initial, just so you guys that have watched it, I'll quickly give you a bit of background in that game. I went 1 forward first, good move.
Yep.
Second move, 1 forward, bad move. So like this is what I'm talking about with Chesh. 2 turns before engage, that 1 forward meant that Dash died basically in the subsequent turns where Dash should never have died.
Watch the game on YouTube, on our Weekend Warlords YouTube channel. That game is on there. Round 5 Sunday, it's listed as. It is absolutely incredible.
So we had a great weekend, great games, and what we thought, because we had Phil GC up, instead of doing our standard Rasta and Ash, because look, regionals is done, systems opens is done, we know we've got events coming, but we don't need to do what we've been doing.
We told you last time we're going to talk about ships from now on because that's what everyone wants.
Well, yeah, we're back into that ship flow.
So who better to talk about a ship than Phil GC?
Yeah, he's basically the daddy of the Firespray.
So what could we get him to talk about?
X-Wings?
Kylo.
Kylo. How much he loves Kylo.
How much he loves Kylo.
No, so we've got coming up in a second, we've got a pre-recorded, it's probably about an hour's worth of Phil. It's really good, Phil running through how to make Firesprays viable on table. Like, look, you know our videos, some of the stuff's maybe tier 1 meta, a lot of the stuff's not going to be tier 1. We want you using your whole collection, regardless of whether it's for tournament or just your own fun play, but certainly a lot of the builds you're looking at that Phil's going to talk to you about, if you spend the time and put the reps in, you can do really, really well.
Some of the things he'll show you in this video, don't we bring up, was a total eye-opener for me. I mean, we don't see a lot of slave play, do we?
No,
we don't see a lot of slave play.
Never.
And a lot of people don't see it, and they'll question it. Well, I'd never run a slave, Or I even say that if I come to a table and it's got a slave on it, I'm like, this one's in the bag.
Overconfidence is a big weakness.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
But Phil is a boss with these ships, and when he's going to teach you how to fly them. So basically, that's important, and you're going to get to see it.
Also, in that video, Phil is going to announce the details of our next competition. We've got a beautiful Chewbacca mug, which is signed by the legendary Phil Gresham. I'm going to sign it. Ash is going to sign it because we're like internet celebrities now. I don't know if you've heard, but apparently my mum watches every time we do one. So
that's good enough for me. That's all I ever wanted.
Totally. Yeah. It's an awesome mug. He's going to give you all the details of the question you need to find the answer about. When we've done with the Phil thing, we're going to come back here to the studio for some final comments.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you the details of who won last week's competition as well, and all the links and bits and bobs. So what more is there to say? Enjoy the video. We'll be back with you in a bit. Run VT.
Run VT.
So, special clip. We are joined by the legend, Phil GC. Yeah, you've read his blog. This guy is like a staple of worldwide X-Wing. This is the guy that is the embodiment of the Warlords philosophy of give good game, get good game, and fly what you love. And we're back. We've done regionals. We've done System Open. You got bored of us talking about it. I don't blame you. I'm bored myself. So we're going back to covering ships again and bringing you stuff like some real insight in making some funky ships work. You don't see Firesprays on the table a lot. This man wrote the playbook on how to run Firesprays. So
this is a ship that basically is not getting a lot of love, or it's starting to slowly come back in, and it's hard to fly right. Phil can do it right.
And also, Phil is a member of the 186 Squadron. So these are the original, these guys started the ideas of having X-Wing teams. And we jumped on the bandwagon, and everyone else has jumped on that bandwagon afterwards. Yeah. He's joined today. There's a lot of banter that goes on between our teams, but it's all just a disguise for how much I lust after this man and most of the team. Right? It's the truth. Dowdall's baby looks. I want to wake up one morning and just turn my head
and stroke his face.
Just stroke his face. Right? So anyway,
and thank him.
Yeah, we'll get off of the stuff that might get the older points of view getting comments about how inappropriate we are.
We don't want to be in trouble yet again. Yeah.
And we're going to start talking about your favourite ship, Phil.
My favourite ship.
I'm going to shut up, which is a rare thing.
Well, I hope you keep talking a bit, because otherwise it's going to be like just me monologuing about Firesprays.
Okay. So
I'm sure. I know I've got some questions that I'll throw in once you start manoeuvring these bad boys about. You brought 2 lists down for us today to check out, right?
I have brought 2, yeah.
Do you want to throw the first one up?
Yeah, go on, put the first one up. So this list kindly borrowed some cards from Rasta to play with it yesterday.
Yeah, but this is your baby.
This is mine. So this is actually based on Julian Rincon, who took it to Worlds last year, and I think he went top 32 at Worlds with this.
Wow.
So I was at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, I was writing my blog about trying to get good with Firesprays, and that's where I started my journey with my blog. Was I want to take Firesprays to Euros and see how I do. And
because you love this ship.
I love it. I love it.
This is your ship. This is
we had a heart to heart on Saturday night, and
wicked job.
Oh, just I explained where the Firespray love comes from, and he was like, I totally get it. Yeah. Like when I was a kid,
we were basically both waxing lyrical about how much we love the
Star
spray
Wars
and the Falcon.
He
was like, I love the Falcon too, and I love the spray. And it was like, it didn't really matter about whether they were competitive or not. They had to be on the table, and we just wanted to go pew pew and pretend we were in a film.
There's a photo in one of my parents' photo albums. They were a thing, kids.
What, the one of you with a moustache?
Not the one of me with a moustache, but the one of me opening the Firespray on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the toy.
It's just like
he told me a whole story about how he never had like the Firespray, the Star Wars toy, but he got his Firespray from a car boot sale, all battered and biffed and missing bits.
It's probably the one my mum
said. It had the handle on the back. It had the handle on the back, and he could fly it round.
You could do that with it.
It was just like, so Phil was obviously in one part, because we're very similar age, me and Phil. So Phil was obviously in one part of the country flying his Firespray because he didn't have a Millennium Falcon. The only ship I really had was the Millennium Falcon that had the handle underneath, and I was doing exactly the same thing. We were just light years apart, but
and now we're together.
Enveloped by the Gresham Cook. I love it. So guys, what we got here? We've got Boba Fett with Fearlessness, Glitter Stim, Forlom, long range scanners. Slave 1, which even if you didn't have long range scanners, you're going to put that on because it's Slave 1.
It's Slave 1 and it's 0 points.
Cluster missiles, but you need that title to get those long range scanners, right? And then Catherine of Scarlet with expertise, heavy laser cannon, Dengar crew, and black market slicer tools. And Phil, talk us through it, mate.
So start with Kath, because Kath's the easy one.
I've noticed that if anyone runs a Firespray, it tends to be Kath.
Because that rear rock just wrecks people. Like, oh look, you've landed at range 1, take 5 dice. The whole point behind Kath is she's just misconsistent. Like she's ridiculous. With the 2 rerolls and expertise, every turn she's something like 96% chance of 4 hits. Like we did it yesterday.
He rolled. I think it was 10 times, and out of the 10 rolls,
I only had one
blank.
set that
after the
after the re-rolls.
and expertise were kicking in. There was one blank in 40 dice.
So her
you can talk.
Well, it's a bit. I'm just going to say a bit like Ray.
So her job is threat, range 3 threat. She parks there. She puts her arc out and goes, "This space, you don't want to be here. Oh, and by the way, I've got my rear arc,
which is also pretty much a heavy laser cannon.
Yeah,
unless you get to range 1,
but
and then I'm Fen Rao.
But it can crit.
No, absolutely. but then I'm Fen Rao. Well, you do know your front heavy laser cannon can crit as well with your Dengar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can potentially roll 2 crits if you're shooting at a named pilot, and we all know there's no bloody generics out there at the moment.
Yeah.
It's all named pilots. Yeah. So the bang for your buck you're getting with Dengar at the moment is ridiculous.
So yeah, I mean, it's like Lone Wolf on Dash, but on steroids.
Yeah, on steroids.
It works when they're next to each other as well.
It works on steroids.
So her job is range control, threat. She goes, I'm going to park here, pilot skill 7, I'll do this. The reason she's got black market slicer tools is because I was at a tournament down at Warlords in Bromley, and it was Kath versus Jake Farrell at the end game, and Kath was on 10 hull, Jake was like on 2, and I never got to shoot him.
Really?
So I put black market slicer tools on. At the time I had homing missiles on Bobber because they ignored the evade of the defender, which at the time was really important.
Yeah, triple defender days.
It was horrible, and you needed to get through that evade, and then he's got fall on to take the focus away as well. But Kath was just like, this isn't great. But having the threat of you've got your interceptor, or you've got your ace, or you've got your stressed Poe,
push all the time,
and I've got the 50-50 chance of just going, there's one of your hull gone. At Euros I had 2 games against guys flying push interceptors. Well, one was push interceptor and one was push inquisitor. The second I went black market slicer tools. Doesn't matter if you hit or not. You can guarantee that ship's going whoa.
Less actions.
Come back in. And because she's moving forward, I'm just going to cruise in here, and then they haven't got the 2 repositions. Suddenly, that firing arc is even harder to get out of. So that's where that came from.
You did it to me. You tried to do it to me last night. Tried to black mark, but he clipped the debris by like a millimetre.
Yeah,
and I was like,
because Poe was on 1 and 1 at the time.
Yeah, he was.
He was not a happy man.
He was like, no.
So Kath's job is sit back range control. She can also get in there and mix it up.
Yeah.
Because those. The dice just do horrible things to people.
Yeah, she's a beast. Absolutely.
She's chucking 4 dice at all ranges, or 5 dice out of the
range 1
at range 1, which is just like, that's such a terrifying thought.
And
when
she's
you
hitting
add that
4 times
with Dengar and expertise, it's such a big threat. It's not like, oh, she'll have a shot and she probably won't hit me.
No,
she'll have a shot and I'm getting hit with 4.
Yeah.
And congratulations for being at range 3. It makes no difference.
It's horrible.
Like you say, her having her arc and all those dice in it, you don't want to go anywhere near those. Yeah. And then the black market slicers means it's really hard to stay out of those. Yeah.
Because she just comes in. So that goes on to Bobber. Obviously, we all know and love Bobber because his armour was cool.
It wasn't
a particularly great character, but his armour was cool, and he had a cool spaceship.
If you're going to die, though, Han's the man to do it. Or at least if you're going to end up in a Sarlacc, maybe not die, but end up in a Sarlacc. Han's the man to
that's a bit of a fudgy area on the lore. Well, that Bobber's job is
Jar Jar Binks was the Sarlacc's dad. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, it's okay.
Bobber's job is to get in and punch things in the head.
Yeah, he's a beast.
That's what he does.
So just chuck that list again for us, John. We'll talk through Bobber's upgrades.
Here we go.
So
and get us in there.
Fearlessness is an upgrade card that I think only really belongs in one place. Well, no, 2. It can go on Shadowcaster because you've got the big 180-degree firing arc that go on park there and get hurt. And it belongs on the spray because you've got the front and the rear.
Not on the Protectorate ever, because they did the card with it on, didn't they?
It's pretty. It's really nice, and I've flown it, and it's a lot of fun. But the Protectorate needs the action economy. So you got the Fearlessness, which is just there to go. Cool, you're at range 1. Here's a free hit plus my 4 dice. Because of Bobber's ability, I can re-roll as many dice as there are enemy ships at range 1. So he wants to be right in the thick, going, I'll take this joust and I'll come at you, and we'll talk about jousting in a bit because that's what this is about. You then got the glitter stim, which is your turn one, your opening engagement survival tool.
Cool.
Bobber gets in there, gets in the face, and he goes.
Yeah, he's got his lock from earlier with long range scanners.
He takes the evade
and pops glitters.
And he pops glitter stims. So he's
got
going
all of the toys, bells and whistles going.
One of the games I had yesterday, I had Poe at range 1 with a focus, and I had Ray at range 1 with expertise, and Bobber took 2 shields. And then he went, my turn, and here's 5 dice into Poe's face.
I love glitter stim.
And Poe just went, I'm sorry? What was that? You've then got Forlom. Forlom is, for me, like, there's a hierarchy of crew cards in Scum. Dengar is king.
In every list.
Dengar is king.
Scum in it, yeah.
Dengar's amazing.
Forlom is like number 2 or 3 on that list. Because the ability to go, I've just rolled 5 hits. You can't spend your focus token.
He's kind of like
an on-output ship like that.
He's a bullseye arc,
Yeah.
but no restriction to it. He's going, do you know what, this turn you ain't using that token.
Yeah.
You ain't using that token that you've manoeuvred and got it and spent your action. So basically, yeah, you're in trouble now.
Yes,
it's going to really hurt.
And you can do it once because you're a big ship. You can take the ion token, and you just go that focus token. Sorry, Cynthia fell. You can't have that. Just take the damage instead.
You've got to think about that in conjunction with that he's made either a range 2 or a range 1 engage. He's already got a target lock. He's dropped glitter stim, and he's going to shoot you with cluster missiles with fearlessness. So he's suddenly potentially doing 8 damage to you and going, you're not using that token.
Yeah, you've got to roll.
You are going to get battered by that attack.
Like when Ray goes, oh, you're in my primary arc. Great, I've got these dice with a reroll, and I've got the focus token. Even if she's pop counter, well, if she's pop counter, she's not throwing the clusters, but you still got the 5 dice fearlessness.
But no one's running Ray with counter measures.
Not
They're
anymore.
all putting engine on it.
Because I love it when people don't put engine on Ray. It makes my life so much easier.
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, and he just goes up and he goes, you're going to take some damage. The thing with the Firespray, yes, it's got 2 agility and it can take the evade. What these ships do when I'm flying them, as you've seen, is they just move, evade, move, evade, move, evade.
Yep.
The only time I take a focus is when I don't think I'm going to get shot.
Yep.
That
I saw.
It's like having mini reinforce.
Oh, big ships with evade are amazing.
Like, I'm just gonna,
especially in evade and 2 agility.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, and look, we played a game yesterday, everyone. So we played a tournament here, and then after we went home because Phil's been staying with me for the weekend.
Yeah.
Phil was like, I want the Rasta Firespray match. He went, you get out Dash Poe, I'm getting out me double sprays, and we're going to throw down. I've got a photo of the ships all paired up. And this was
2 famous lists
and to
on
be fair,
the table.
This was a game you probably would have really loved to have watched on stream, but you're never going to see it. You're just going to know about it, like the legend of Han Solo in the Kessel Run, which you might get to see soon.
We may know.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, those 2 ships, the evade rolls you made at the start,
it helped.
Oh my god! And it was. Do not. Everyone goes that Firespray's easy to beat. Listen, so I've always banged on about pilots, not just lists. So Phil's talking you through some. So this is time spent on a table. He's worked out what's a good combination if you're going to run 2 of them, what works, and he's going to talk you through in a minute how to fly him. His tactics in his head, which were really interesting to me. But nothing's ever going to truly take away that skill that pilot has invested. And when he flew them, everything I didn't want him to do, he did. Right? He was in the car on the way over, he's going, the look on your face, the look on your face when I did that, the look on your... And I was like, yeah, you're not meant to do that. I was expecting A, B and C, and you did D, E and F. So, yeah, look, pilot skill you can make. You know how successful I've been with Dash Poe this season. And he had my dash on 5 hull.
Poe was dead.
Poe was dead. And to be fair, Dash should have been a lot more hurt than that. I had a couple of incredible evade rolls when the cluster missiles went off. I walked straight into it like a moron because I thought I'd block him. And Bob went, range 1, have 8 dice. So yeah, it was ouch. And I lucked out on that, and I didn't really get dead in one go. So. Yeah.
Because it could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been.
The crit didn't land. That was the big thing.
That was the big thing. He stripped all my shields but didn't get that crit through. So should we switch to a bit of a table shot? We can maybe do 2. Yeah, perfect.
That'll do.
And we gone out of focus on the table shot a little bit there, Director J.
Let me check.
Yeah, Director J is going to do some magic of the internet, or of recording and filming. We seem a little bit blurry.
We're a little bit
We
fuzz.
seem a little bit fuzz.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
There we go.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Crisp, high definition sharpness.
Crisp as a packet of crisps.
We have updated the cameras. Check that
So,
out.
what Phil's done here is Phil's set up his rocks and he's set up his ship. So I'll hand over to Phil, and Phil's going to talk you through the thinking behind what's going on here.
Yeah. So for starters, these rocks set up like this. Why?
Okay, so Firesprays want open space.
Okay.
They don't want to play in a cluster. They don't want to have to do wiggle. They're not very good at wiggling.
Yeah.
They've got this big firing arc from the front, big firing arc from the back. They want as much option to keep it open as possible. Big rocks, if I grab this spray, and put
Got all the sprays today,
all the
ladies and
sprays are
gentlemen,
here. If I put that there, my options for getting around that rock
are really bad.
are not great. I've got the hard 3,
Which is
I've
going
got
to
the
put
banks.
you on the rock.
Yeah.
The hard free's putting you on
Yeah.
that rock there.
The other one you've got, if you've got the smaller rocks, if we come over to this one, suddenly I've got options to clear it with all my turns. I can just get around it, move around it, which makes a massive difference, particularly because I'm not running engine. I personally don't have engine on them. A lot of people do, because I don't think at pilot skill 7 and 8 having a reposition is particularly worth it, particularly in the current world we live in, where you've got Kylo and you've got Poe and you've got all these ships that are 8 and 9 with bids.
So
dancing around
when we
you.
were talking about it, you made a really interesting point about, so with this double list, because we were talking about, wouldn't it be amazing that maybe the fix for the Firespray would be that they had an inbuilt engine, right?
I would
So
never fly anything ever else.
engine's great, you know, engine on big ships. I swear by engine on big ships.
Talk about that later as well.
Totally, yeah.
But Phil made a point about not having engines in this list, and that point was
You don't need them.
no, but that because you're running at 7 and 8.
Yeah, because you're on at 7 8. There's no point having a reposition, because the only thing it's going to be good against is things below pilot skill 7.
Right, but it's also more a case of this list operates in the sense that
Oh, the threat.
yeah, so he'll point his arcs, and it's not his responsibility to dodge your arcs. It's your responsibility to get out of his arcs.
Yeah, like you said, I'll put her there, and your job is to not
be
there.
here. Don't
That's
be in
why
the space.
these rocks are set like that. So
Yeah.
he has as much option
Yeah.
to put those arcs in the optimal position
Yeah.
to make it as hard. He kept
So
every time he showed me a bit of a blind spot on one, it was covered by the other
one.
Yeah.
Right, so there wasn't actually ever any dead space when I was fighting against this list.
He was controlling complete 360 by
By having these arcs doing this
So
with each
if
other.
we go top down again, I'll just quickly run through it. So generally, it's on 100 points.
Yeah.
Your opponent is going to give you the initiative,
Yeah, once you move.
because they want to go, I know where your arcs are, I can get out of them, which is what the list wants you to do. The first thing you do when you go, cool, that really big rock, I'm going to put that big rock right in the middle of the table,
Right.
2 away from the edge, because in turn 1, I'm just going to fly straight past them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So imagine we're setting this up.
Yep.
I've put that one down there. Rasta's gone, well, I want a big rock in the middle because I want the pivot point to rotate round
Yep.
and that thing that obstructs you. So that one goes there. Then I take the next biggest rock and I just put it 1 away, 2 out, and I go, cool, I can just fly straight past that one. One of the key things is having at least, so you know it can be range 2. You really want like range 2.5 in from the side, so that you can just fly past it, or you can do the 1 forward, you can bank past it. It gives you the options for mobility to get round.
Yep.
You want to keep your turn and say, oh, cool. Because a lot of the time, as we know, we're in a high PS meta.
Yeah, we're very high PS meta at the moment.
Kath goes down first. Kath sits in this corner. Bobber sits next to her.
So like this setup that he's done right here, so you've got Kath here and Bobber here. When he's set up like this, I raised an eyebrow and was like, why would you put your lowest pilot skill on the outside edge? So generally, you imagine this is your board edge, this is your closest edge of the table, and you'd expect that the highest PS would be here, the lowest, because you're going to eventually turn in towards the table edge. So why would you complicate manoeuvres with this setup? Phil's going to explain.
I will. But let's finish the rocks quickly.
Yeah, oh right,
So-
no, carry on,
yeah.
mate.
And then Kath sets up here. Now, as we all know, corner to corner deployment is kind of standard issue in X-Wing.
Yeah.
No one in their right mind
is going to set up
should
in front of that.
Set up there.
Well,
so straight away.
Well, maybe to turn and run. But straight away, your opponent is looking at. They've got this option over here, which they've got a corridor of 3 rocks up there that they're going to have to turn in through. Weave through, yeah.
And if you're looking at like ships that are around a lot, like the big base ships, even like the Shadowcaster, which is pretty mobile for a big ship, it doesn't want.
No, it doesn't want to play in the
rocks. Because if there's a risk that you could clip that with a Shadowcaster,
you're in trouble.
No shooting. Taking damage.
Here comes my dice.
Oh, it's game. It's game. Mistakes like that are game changing.
So let's look at why they're on this sort of stagger. So Cath's in, Bobber's about a range 1 away, and then he's as far forward on the 1. So Cath's right back, Bobber's in. Yeah. Now, what this does, it gives you loads of options. If your opponent sets up over there in the far corner, what you do, Bobber goes the 1 forward, takes the target lock, Cath goes the 1 forward. The following turn, I'll get the template out just because it's easier, Bobber can do the 3 bank. So suddenly he's controlling this.
Yeah.
Your opponent's set up over there.
Yeah.
Bobber's got a target lock going, go on then. He's got the next turn, I've got the option of the hard 2 this way, I've got the forward, I've got the bank out this way, I've got the turn this way. What Cath does, Cath just does the 1 bank,
in behind him.
Tucks in behind. Cath doesn't care about bumping because Dengar and expertise, she's got enough health to take the hit.
It's basically.
So Cath's gone there, Bobber's just gone straight over her head, jumped past her. I'm now controlling that field of fire, so I protected Bobber's flanks.
And in all fairness, when you've got Bobber rushing into your face, you're not going to bother try and shooting at the ship that's at range 3 with the extra agility.
Of course.
You're going to go, I need to kill this thing quickly before it gets right in my grill and batters me.
And then the following turn, you've got options because Cath can if the opponents run hard down that side, hard 2, bank in. If they've come into the open, you've got the hard 3, hard 2. You can just turn in and just go, cool, I am moving my arcs, and you've just got to get out.
By staggering them as well, you're extending that so well.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the cheap.
Even at the start where he had them set, where you've got Cath back and Bobber slightly forward, he was saying you can go, well, do you know what, I want to swap places, I want to have Cath leading, so she'll go 4 forward, and Bobber will go 3 forward. Yeah. And then suddenly, you can both go.
You can do the 3 bank and the 1 bank.
Or you can both turn, and they're not blocking each other. And there's board control, whatever you're doing. So that was actually quite an interesting setup, and giving Cath those extra turns of shooting that heavy laser cannon is big. You don't want her getting in people's grill.
No, you want her at range 3 because you've got no bonus.
He's got so much bonus for being at range 1 that she doesn't, and that HLC will tear chunks out of people. That's all there is to it.
The other thing, so say we do the stagger and we reverse it, so you get that instead.
Yeah.
This is now we're turning in for a classic joust. Both of them do that. So hard 1 bank with Bobber, 3. But you look up the table area that is going. You can't be. If you don't want to get shot, you can't be
all the way
in that area.
Look at that. Look at that.
Have fun getting out of there.
Ridiculous.
Flying that.
Yeah.
And then if you go that way, you're in the rocks, and I can just do that.
Harry you.
And look, it's the same thing again. Massive, massive area. But if somebody does want to play the joust, like something like Ray wants to joust.
Wants to joust you, doesn't she?
The
Ghost might even want to joust.
The Ghost will take it on. It's really fun when the Ghost does. The other one, the Shadowcaster.
Spoiler alert! If you want to beat a Ghost, this is quite a good idea.
It works.
Go and joust it.
The other one is the Shadowcaster. So say this ship's going. This is Ray, for the sake of argument.
Okay, for the sake of argument.
And Ray's just coming in like that. Suddenly you've got the joust on Ray. You've got fearlessness. You've got clusters. You've got fall on. Say we've turned in for the stereo like that.
Right. Okay.
So
Now
both range ones.
Both range ones. Ray's given me the initiative. Yeah. I'm moving first. The next turn, I just go hard 2 that way. Hard 2 that way.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out with the sloop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because look, you're now here.
Yeah. Or there, and just
either way,
you're getting so hurt. Yeah.
Because whilst they function brilliantly together and they hit things really well together, they're also monsters on their own.
Yep.
We've got to remember that Bobber's rear arc is still 3 dice.
Yep.
with potentially re-rolls.
Calf's 4.
And fearlessness.
You don't want to be boosting into range on a calf.
You end up here. You're taking 5 hits. Oh. There's not a lot you can do.
They got a 3k and a 4k, which makes them incredibly zippy at turning around.
And against, you've just had your range 1 engagement where you've
rinsed it.
And you've probably took some hull as well from both of them.
Yeah.
When you come in for the next one, raise dead.
Yeah. This is a list designed to joust. Like the rule of 11s, there's loads of stuff about it. There's videos. It's really worth having a read up. If you want to take on lists that joust, you need to understand, I need to go 1 forward here, I need to go 3 forward here, I need to do the maths on it, I need to work out what's going on. So I took this list to Nationals in the hope of playing 4-ship Rebel, because this list, I played against 4-ship Rebel 7 times in prep for Nationals. 100-0 every single time, against a list that was horrible. Unfortunately, I ran into Racklow, which I hadn't worked out how to beat. I've now kind of got it. I just have to eat the blinded pilots and then go, but I've still got 18 health left to hit you with, and my guns are as good as, if not better than yours.
There's only 2 blinded pilots.
Yeah, and when they're gone,
you know, like
a PS0 means nothing, does it?
No,
none of the other crits are really relevant in this list.
And sometimes having PS0 on Bobber really helps, because he becomes an amazing blocker.
And he wants to be at range 1 of everything.
Comes in there, and then that means that Cass got the freedom to go, well, I'm just going to hard 2, here's my rear rock, take 5 dice rack, and he just goes, I can't. That's half my hull gone, nearly in 1 hit. So that's kind of how they work. It's about keeping them in tandem to do that initial strike. You want to try and keep your arcs focused, but they can function on their own, and because they've got the evade all the time, so I move, I evade. What I found when I tried, before I started this version, I was trying them with engine, and I found that all I ever did was boost, which meant I never had any dice mods, I never had any defense, I was always just getting hurt. And the Firespray, it's a damage race ship. It's not like I'm going to tactically manoeuvre and reposition like you do with your Poe. He says, I'm over here, bang.
Yeah, he's quite happy to HLC low morph, HLC low morph. Yeah.
You know, Dash does this, Dash wants to be there and range controlling. These guys don't want to do that. They just want to go,
kill it.
Get in your face, kill it as fast.
The quicker you kill it, the less time it can hurt you.
Yeah, because their shield to hull balance is you're taking crits quicker.
Yeah.
Shields run down.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they just seem... The way you manoeuvre them like that, and that board control is insane.
It's monstrous.
Honestly, being on the other side of it, being flown by someone that knows how to fly them, was incredible. So a lot of you probably are like, you know, so far we've done talks about Ray, we've talked about Poe, we've talked about Kylo. These are like full on right up there tier 1 meta.
Oh right? yeah, ace, and manoeuvrability and.
But we want to kind of touch on the other ships that are not seeing that much love and show you that they can be tier, like, I don't know, you know, I don't really get the tier thing. Tier 2 or tier nearly 1, right? Yeah. Because pilot ability is going to have a big part in that tiering as far as I'm concerned.
Right, so if I come up to a table and I'm playing a Firespray, usually I'm like,
got this.
Cool. If I came up to a table and I was playing Phil with some Firesprays,
you'd be scared.
I'd be scared.
You should be.
Yeah, so that goes a long way. He's put the time in, he loves the shit. But if he can do it, and he's just told you little ways about how to do it, that's obvious.
So that's half the battle done for you, isn't it?
There you go. He's just explained to you how he controls art with that, so how he sets up rocks.
Get yourself 1, get yourself 2, give it a go.
Everyone's got
what he didn't say about the rock setup, just quickly, is you want to take the 3 smallest rocks in your list. We've shown you 3 large, 3 small, because generally people are bringing big rocks, big obstacles. Let's say you're playing against me with Dash, I've got 3 big rocks. Phil's brought 3 tiny rocks. That's really key. When I messaged Phil about advice, because I played the next list we're going to talk about for a bit, and I was like, Phil, what rocks? And I'd been taking the 3 biggest. He went, no, smallest. Because you want as much open board space for the Firespray particularly.
Can we top down quickly?
Yeah.
So if we take the biggest rock, this is a rock that you see it nearly every game.
Yeah, I'm always taking
this isn't even the moustache.
No, we haven't got the moustache with us. Yeah. Ah, you see.
That's how much table, like that one rock takes up more space than this one, the amoeba and the moustache.
Yeah.
which is, in terms of how much space to play with it gives you, is nuts.
Yeah.
People, it's like, and people go, oh, but no, you've got to get over the whole mentality of, oh, good pilots use big rocks. Your rocks are part of your list.
Yep.
We said this.
Turn zero.
Turn zero.
I don't like little rocks, and I'm going to go when you bring little rocks to the table because I want 6 big rocks. But don't listen to me. What do I know? Just do what's right for your list.
Certain lists call for debris. Certain lists call for rocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
This list wants 3 small rocks.
When you write a list, it's so there was a game. So the time that I realised this, I was playing Ollie Pocknell down in Aldershot, and he was running back his Ventress Terrock Fenral Mindlink monstrosity that he went 8-1 with in Swiss. And he flew that like a monster. That list.
It's what it was called, Pocatani.
Yeah, and we sat down. And I was still going. Good pilots use big rocks. That makes me a better gamer because I clearly am more skilled at flying around rocks.
And surely good pilots pick the right rocks.
Yes. And now, if you've ever played Pocknell or seen Pocknell play, he is, I think, the best defensive X-wing player going. Like he can just get out of your way better than anything else. And so we had these 6 big rocks in the middle of the table, and Fen and Terrock just went dive, just run into those. And the spray, I'm good at getting it around rocks. I can weave it around rocks.
You were very good at flying through the rocks that were there yesterday.
But when you've got something as agile as a Protectorate with the barrel roll and the boost that's moving after you,
no, you can't keep up with it.
You're getting, your wiggle room is that the spray wants to, ideally, being 1 forward, 1 bank. I want to just go, boom, I control that, boom, I control that, boom, I control that. And then we had a really long chat, and then at the end of it, it's like, actually, we don't want rocks on the table with the Firespray. We want open space, and that kind of was another little turning point for me in how do you fly these things? How do you make them work?
Yeah, no, look, these things are what people want to know about.
Yeah.
These are the key things that the greener player, the newer player, is itching to hear and to kind of get the insight. Well, you've done the table time. You're giving them the table time right now.
Not just
so anyone that reads,
the person like me who isn't flying Firesprays,
but you still
and give it a go.
You still love your big bases as well. And actually, that mentality with Ray is quite helpful as well, because suddenly that sloop has got. Like, you've got your 4 rocks like that. If your 4 rock square is in the middle like that, Ray's sloop space got better.
Oh yeah.
Because when that rock is that rock and Ray's here, you're like, oh nuts. Yeah. Where can I play? Where's my playground? Where do I want to do the damage? So it is like whatever list you're flying, work out. If you want big rocks to hide behind, like you're flying aces, take big rocks to hide behind. I don't want my opponent to have big rocks. If I bought another big rock to hide behind, I give his dash and his Poe another obstacle that they can get more cover from,
which is going to benefit them.
The whole emphasis of the Firespray is it's a damage output machine. It's all I did a meme in the blog, which was basically, it's like, just forget about the green dice. Your green dice, we all know they will ruin you at the right time for your opponent. You're just going to go, and there's my blanks, and here come the 3 crits.
Yep.
The whole point of the Firespray is about going, take this to the face. I'm just going to hit you harder and faster than you can hit me.
Yeah.
Damage. Your job is to try and block it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do.
And you know, on the initials, when they're full health, and they come into you, and they have got an evade, and let's say they make 1 paint out of their 2 green dice, and they mitigate 2 of your incoming damage, but they chuck such a barrage at you that that's it.
The trade-offs.
They've got the health at that point to go, do you know what, I don't care. Come on, I've still got 4 shields. We've got 4 shields each. Watch how much damage I'll give you now.
Pass me.
On a single ship, when they both concentrate on one thing, it's Star Destroyer levels of damage.
Yeah, well, like we were just showing, if you'd have put Ray, and it did go for the Jazz, which she does want to do,
it's potentially
she's dead in 2 turns.
It's potentially 12 damage.
And that's not including crits.
Yes.
And bear in mind, you've had the range 3 from the HLC on Ray before she gets there.
A bit like my Lone Wolf on Dash, you can make your HLC crit, because he's got 2 rerolls.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 out of 4.
Twice as much chance.
So you suddenly have got a heavy mangler cannon, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculously powerful. So shall we move on to the second list?
So this is an entirely different variant. The last variant we played was, I park my guns, you get out of it. This is, I'm coming for you. Again, it's
that's a very fat Boba Fett.
It is a fat Boba Fett. This list can
so much fun. This Boba Fett, I love this Boba Fett.
Yeah. This list can take anything on in a joust. I've taken Ghost Fen on it with it, and it's just gone. Ghost Fen is a wreck. Wow. The Ghost gets hammered at range 3, and then you close to range 1, and the Sheathipede go in.
Do you know what really gets hurt by this as well? Miranda.
Yeah,
Miranda gets rinsed by this list.
Yeah.
I watched him play Sim at home, and on the first engagement, he got Miranda ioned, and Sim was like, "What's going on?"
What was he running? Nim Miranda?
No, he was
Lebo.
running Lebo Miranda at home.
Lebo got away with it in the end.
Lebo got away with it. Some
Literally
proper
got away with
from
it.
Simeon. But
Lebo.
Miranda never shot her gun.
Yeah.
Wow.
He just escorted her off the board in 2 turns of shooting.
So
because he was running so hard to get away from it that he got her in a position and went ioned, and Sim's face was like, "What's happening?" And he was going, "You're going off the table. That's what's happening." Full health.
So let's talk Boba. So this Boba.
Well, yeah, let's have a look at the build first. Run through your upgrades that you've got on this.
So Boba's up to PS10. Reason being, again, we're in a high PS meta.
We are.
This Boba he's a toolbox. Yeah. There's nothing that he's unhappy to see on the table.
Yeah.
Still, you have to fly him right. So this one has got the engine because we want to be chasing. If you see an ace on the table, like Kylo Ren sees this and goes, I'm not best pleased, because Boba's going to go, I can do the 3 bank and I can do the boost, I can do the 4 forward, I can do the boost, I can get to you faster than you can imagine.
So what we got? We got VI.
So we got VI in the engine. Again, you got Glitterstim on there for that. Range 1, I'm going to wreck you, or I'm going to use it for defence.
The king of the scum crew cards is now living in Boba's.
Yeah, Dengar has moved. So whilst Boba's got his range 1 rerolls, he doesn't have range 2 or range 3 rerolls. And suddenly, oh look, he does.
I've got rerolls. It's even worse when he gets to range 1. There's 2 ships there, and he hits you with 4 dice. Goes, well, I'll reroll 2 with Dengar and 2 because there's 2 ships.
Yeah.
So I've got target lock inbuilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can reroll 4 dice if there's 2 enemy ships.
This is when you can afford to have your engine, you see, because
you've got the action economy from that.
Yeah. So he's also got, because you got poons on there, right? You got harpoons. So with Glitterstim, he can rock in, get a target lock, have Dengar as an inbuilt reroll, and have Glitterstims for the focus, which is just incredible. Incredible.
And the harpoons hit home. Like, it's consistent, it's reliable.
The really interesting thing here for me is the And Rasta title, obviously. But look what he's done. Look what he's added to this shit. Talk about it. Tell us about it.
So, can we top down?
I hate Bomblet.
There's Boba.
It's amazing on Boba.
Everyone criticises Boba Fett because of the Firespray, because that area there, just like I've got this big kill area, this is my be killed area.
Yeah.
So if someone's flying aces, which generally have low health, they want to tuck in here. They want to be they want to be in this sort of area. What the bomblet does is it drops a bomb about there.
Yeah.
So they're going, well, Boba's doing the hard 2, so I'm going to park here and take him in the side. Boba does the hard 2. Suddenly
I've got a bomblet about
there's a deterrent there, and because you've got the engine, you can just go, and here's my rear arc as well.
Yeah.
So they're suddenly
they can't get,
So between the engine and the bomblet, you are controlling not just that amount of space for the bomblet, you're actually controlling that amount of space and that amount of space with one ship.
Certainly because I flew this list for a tournament, and I couldn't believe how effective the bomblet was at shutting off his blind spot. It made it close to impossible because of PS10. So we've gone from the original way Phil was talking about, so it's your responsibility to get out of my arc, to a high PS ship with reposition,
which is I'm coming.
Which is like, actually, now I'm going to be the one dictating the terms of the engagement. It's not for you to run away, it's for me to go, no, do you know what? Oh, you're there, are you? Right,
that bomb,
I'm going
bomb
here.
drop, hard turn.
Oh, it's meant
board control, I've never thought that.
And the
it's so clever.
The other toy he has, if we go back to the list, is the list. Is the Ion
To the list.
To the list. Thank you very much. Roll on.
It's so polite.
It's somewhere. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
No, not that file, John.
Not that moustache.
Not the moustache picture.
So, see, that's what we should have had. Just a picture of your face with a moustache on the table as the rock. The other thing.
It's the moustache rock.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
The other one we've got. We've got the Ion Cannon. Now, when Restaurant, you dropped it down to Tractor Beam.
To Tractor Beam because I wanted a bigger initiative bid.
Than Dash Pro, because your mind is Dash Pro mind. No, that's where you live, 97 points.
The reality of it is as a Warlord, there's a kind of like a Warlord meta in the store, and I was playing it at the store, and that weekend, how many Dash Pros and Ray Pros was there here? Oh, it was all Dash Ray Po, and I wanted the bid over Po. Yeah. I wanted Fen moving after Po.
I mean, it was intelligent the way that you did it. It was you prepared for
having
a scenario.
seen the Ion Cannon work, I have to say I was probably the wrong call.
So yeah, you've got the Ion Cannon, you've got Dengar. The Ion Cannon is on there because at the moment, reveal triggers are massive in the game.
Yep.
Po, BB-8.
Oh yeah.
Nim, bombs, trajectory simulator.
Miranda.
Bomblet generator, Miranda. Anything.
No reveal.
No reveal. You don't get your toys. Yeah. And all those ships are agility 2 or lower. When you've got that, I can shoot you at range 3. So the Ion Cannon comes into play, particularly for controlling Miranda, Nim, getting the shot on Po.
They're agility 1, and he's got Dengar crew, and he's shooting you with a ship that don't give you any range bonuses. Yeah. He's definitely hitting with 2.
The other point it comes in is if I'm shooting Po at range 3. There's no point shooting my primary at Po at range 3 because he gets extra dice. I might as well. Even if I get lucky, I'm only doing 1 point of damage.
Yep. So you might as well have the effect
of you've got the Ion as well.
It's not just even that. No BB-8.
Yeah.
So no double set of actions. So triggering the intensity and then having your action phase. You've just got one, and your move is 1 forward, so you become predictable.
And I know where you are.
Exactly.
You've got
and then these two just go, oh, you're there. Yeah. I'm coming for you. Yeah. The other place it comes in really strong is when you're playing Ghost Fen.
Yes.
Because
interesting for a lot of people.
So you're playing Ghost Fen, and as we all know, basically the I think it was the guys over in Poland. Was it Poland or Holland? Moved over to taking flight assist off Fen and putting R3A2 on to shut down expertise on Ray. Yes. So Fen shoots first. Fen now has the choice. He can shoot at Bobber. Bobber's probably got Glitterstim on at the moment, so he's already stressed. He can shoot a Bobber and double stress Bobber. Now, Firesprays do not like stress. That's one thing that you've got to learn how to mitigate. You've got to pop the Glitterstim the turn you know you can clear the stress the following turn. Because if you're not taking that evade every turn, you will just notice your health vanish. Yeah. But if Fen goes, I take a stress to give you a stress. You go, well, I was going to 5 dice the Ghost, but actually the linchpin in that list.
I'm going to Ion you now.
That linchpin in that list is Fen. I'm going to Ion Fen. So Fen's now stressed and Ioned, and he's coming 1 forward. Yeah. He can't keep. More importantly, you know he's going to be here with no reposition. Yep. At which point,
cluster missiles, Fen Rao, bye bye.
No, at which point you just go. I'll just do primaries, thanks. Yeah. I'm going to save my munitions for the Ghost.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because I'm going to rock up. Here's my 5 dice from Fen. Here's my 4 dice from Bobber. Oh. And there's your little ship getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrecked, and you just kill him. And then, yes, you've probably taken 3 or 4 points of damage. You've still got the evade, you've still got the Glitterstim if you've jousted the Ghost.
Doesn't matter, does it? When that thing's dead, all of a sudden that list starts to crumble.
Suddenly, Fen Rao becomes king.
Yep.
Because he just goes, cool, I'm diving into you.
Yep. So when it's got no PS11 reposition, Fen Rao can go, I will be at range 1 on the side.
Here's my 5 dice.
Next turn, I'll be at range 1 on the side.
Yeah. We've noticed, especially in the store, over the past 2 weeks, Fen is back in the Protectorate in a massive way.
The other thing with this list, so let's can we look at the list again? Is Fen. So Fen is standard pusher limit Fen.
Yeah.
But he's got proton torpedoes.
This is so clever.
So
this is filth.
Bobber shoots at pilot skill 10, and he assigns the harpoon condition to your ship. All he needs to do is hit you, and the harpooned is on there. So say you've got Miranda, she's got 1 dice against that.
No, she's
odds are
probably
before
taking
she's
all of
ever shot, she's taking 3 or 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Even if she's got 3 PO,
which is almost no shields. If it's just 3, it's no. You know, 4 no shields.
Which means the TLT coming back at you is less because she's rolling 2 dice.
But also, both these ships are a PS10, PS9, so they both get a crack before she gets to regen, which is big.
Yeah, and as we know, the harpoon condition triggers when you roll a crit. So we're not. Fenrau, as we know, is mighty at range 1.
Yeah.
He has very little threat at range 3.
Yeah.
Or range 2.
You're
He's just 3 dice. You want the threat carrying in. So first of all, having the 4 dice, target lock focus, range 3, boom. Even if you just take the focus, because you've got the inbuilt mod on the proton torps.
Yeah.
You've got a really good chance of getting a crit. You've actually got.
Chuck up that Proton Torp card for us, John. Just the single card.
There.
Yeah, just for those of us with less good eyes than you.
Yeah.
And not just that, but
some of
not
us
a lot of
paint
people
for a
use the
living,
Proton.
you know, we're a bit blind now.
Proton doesn't get used that.
No.
So the chance of rolling
look
a crit.
at that. You may change one of your eyeball results to a crit inbuilt.
So the chance of rolling a crit on a dice is 1 in 8.
Yep.
When you've got this, the chance is 3 in 8. The same as the chance of rolling a hit.
What happened there, John?
We went into the corner and it went out of focus.
Well, that's fine. We can just go back to us then.
Yeah. So
we've seen that.
So the harpoons go in.
Thank you, John.
And then Fen hits home with that. And if you get the good roll, I mean, obviously we all know that torpedoes whiff. That's what they do. That's why they've introduced munitions that don't spend the target lock, because you were wasting points.
It was painful to chuck like 4 points away.
Yeah, but when Fen's at range, he's got the ability to just move up, take a target lock, take a focus,
and have some dice.
He's still got the focus to modify, have some dice. I mean, generally you've got to be very unlucky to roll 4 dice and get 4 blanks. It does happen. It's happened to all of us, but generally he's going to hit with at least 2 or 3. Once you add in the Proton ability and his focus, you've probably hit with 4 with.
And then
with
you've
Bobber,
triggered the
to be
harpoon.
fair, because you've got Dengar re-rolls.
So big.
You might have dropped Glitter Steam if you really want to punch hard.
That hit of the harpoons connecting, followed by the Proton for the trigger straight away.
You're looking at 6 or 7 damage straight off. Eat this.
And then next turn, fence at range 1.
But the other thing you can do is, if you're a bit Fen squishy, we all know this. The second he starts taking damage, it really, really hurts. If you come in first with Bobber, and say it's Nim or Miranda, because they're what the Iron Cannon really is for, because that list, Nimander, is so prevalent right now. It's a great...
and Fen does not like bombs.
Fen does not like bombs. But if, say, Nim's got Trajectory Simulator, and you're going, oh, he's going to throw that at me. Oh, the other thing, you know, the 5 dice harpoon that Miranda throws, she can't throw it against this because she hasn't got any shields.
She ain't going to harpoon you. Because she needs to regen. And why would you chuck a 3 dice harpoon back?
Yeah.
When you've got 2 TLTs.
And he's probably popped Glitter Steam.
And if you've got the bomblet chucking, Bobber can take it. He can take that hit.
Oh yeah.
He then comes in. He ions one of them. So that means next turn I know where that ship's going to be,
and I'll finish it before it shoots.
And then these two go, boom, range 2, target lock focus. The other reason you put the you don't. Lots of people are like, but why don't you put advanced proton torpedoes on Fen? Well, firstly, I want the 3-point bid because it makes him worth 62 points at the end of the game. It makes him worth 41 points at the end of the game, which is Poe equivalent.
Because you add in the remainder. So
that's right.
It's what you've killed.
It's what you've killed, not
points killed.
But people are like, you could do advanced proton torpedoes and you could do 6 hits. Yeah, but if I trigger the harpoon with the advanced proton torpedo, I'm taking a point of damage on the boy I need to do the damage.
I don't get, look, so this advanced proton torpedo discussion, really, you're going to spend 6 points for 1 more damage?
Yeah, 1 more dice.
Are you serious? Whereas you can spend 2 points less for the ability to actually be a threat at range.
Yeah,
that makes so much more sense.
So yeah, and what these do, again, it can Alpha Strike, it can Joust.
Yeah.
Concord Dawn, a Glitter Stim,
but
rerolls, all that.
Also, this is not like the first list. The first list was full on, like we said, threat, your responsibility to get out of the arcs. This one is higher pilot skill, multiple repositions on Fen, a reposition on Bobber. You've got the fret and board controller bomblet generator. This has a different feel. This was very, very, very interesting for me. I certainly had success with it. I know Phil's done very well with this list. Don't get me wrong, Fen's a glass cannon, and at the moment there are definitely, you put it on a table and you're like, oh my god, there's bombs everywhere in this list, and bombs are like the hard counter to Fen. Look, it was Euros. You saw with Euros, Miranda with cluster mines was the reason I ran it, was because of Fen everywhere.
Jump over his head.
Bang, gone, take him off the table, right? But that ship, if you play Fen right and Fen gets into Miranda, there is no better tool at killing Miranda or killing Nim really, really fast when you go 5 damage and Bobber's gone. Yeah, you can have another 4 damage. So 2 really interesting looks.
Massively different
right,
builds.
at the ways,
in the way that they play.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of the thoughts behind Firespray. Certainly stuff I would never have thought of.
With this list,
Yeah.
with the
Boba
Fen,
Fett.
yeah. So what about rocks for this?
Small
You
as
wanna
well.
go
Small as well.
again.
You want Bobber to have as much open space.
It's all about Bobber.
Because if Bobber gets the hard 2 in the boost round, and also Fen with push, he's got the barrel, he's got the boost, he's got
He's
the
also
hard
got
2.
speed as well. 5 forward, boost, gone.
But yeah, Fen.
It's a long old wait.
Yeah, I mean, when Rasta was asking me about this list, I said, imagine you're a 40k orc.
Yep. That's a really good analogy. Really good.
If you haven't played 40k orcs, what they do is they run forward and hit things in the head.
Yeah.
They, and that's what this does. It goes, I'm going to go at that. You pick your target. It's a hunter-killer list.
Yeah.
You pick the ship you need to kill before you lose one of yours.
Yeah.
And you just wreck it.
Alpha, die.
You alpha and then you follow up because you've got the follow up. A lot of lists that are alpha strikers, like the quick draw on the news, that's an alpha strike list.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any follow up. Once it's done the alpha, those ships are cruising around going, oh, I've got to go and reload, I've got to go and reload. And you're suddenly relying all on quick draw.
Yeah.
This list just goes up, cool. I'll take I'll take quick draw shields. And in fact, you can nuke quick draw in a turn with it.
So with this list, I played 1 game. So I played against Ketsu Bosk with Fearlessness. Right, with cluster missiles. There's a list I wrote myself. It was flown by one of my teammates. That list has the potential to do 15 damage on the initial engage. I outjousted it with Boba Fen. I went in and battered Bosk before he ever shot. So I had a range 3 engage. I got a harpoon on him. I proton torped him, and then I killed him before he ever got to shoot at range 1. He was like, you've just outjousted me. I do not understand what's going on.
On paper, and that list is unjoustable.
Unjoustable. Yeah. Right. So with good position, the right timing, these are really strong lists. Do you know what these are as well? Fun. Yeah. Right. So you're gonna, God, how many ships have we got? And we play with the same 3 or 4 ships at the moment. Get a few ships on the table. Don't always have to play Meta Wing. And you know what? You put stuff on the table, you might be quite shocked by the fact that I've got a competitive list with a Firespray in it, or I've got Femral back on the table.
The other big thing is that people tech against the Ghost. People tech against Ray Lowrick.
Yep.
People tech against Nimander. They tech against Racklow.
No one texts against this.
What's the Firespray doing here?
Since you've been talking about it, I'm looking at it going, right, so how am I going to kill this? Because, we're going to see this now,
we're going to see this. No, totally.
How am I going to kill this?
And look, right, Star Wars. Let's bring this back to Star Wars. There's 2 iconic ships in Star Wars. All right, there's
3.
more than 2.
There's the X-Wing, the Falcon, and...
But the 2 big character ships are Slave 1 and the Falcon. And why wouldn't you want a list where you can put, well, we've given you Ray, there's Han and there's Chewie and there's all that. Look, Boba, Kath. Do you know what? Eamon Azimuth, have a play. And like we've told you with all of these things, Phil's not here going, these are the only upgrades you should have on this ship. This is the only way you should think about it.
This is what suited
me. Have a play. Right? Yes.
Me.
You remember comfortable socks, the right fit for you. So get it on the table. I expect to see at the next Warlords tournament, or some of the local tournaments to me, I expect to see some of you running a Firespray, bring back the fun a little bit before, you know, we destroy this game with just pure meta jank.
Well, I mean,
right?
what did we see at Warlords this weekend? What list did we have on the table? We had Dash Pose, we had Firesprays, we had...
this weekend.
Last
weekend.
Yeah,
last weekend,
because we're pre-recording this.
Sorry,
and Ash has just ruined it with a timeline reference.
Sorry.
Oh, Ash is so QVC. Chuck that photo up of that moustache. So look, what I'm going to do, because I seem to be the only one that's got any kind of concept of how long we've been talking for.
A long time.
A long time. And I know John is kind of raising his eyebrows in that pump Brooklyn Nine-Nine eyebrow scene. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
So look, there's loads of information there for you guys. So
I have a blog which has got a lot about Firesprays.
Have just been reprinted a little while ago. There's loads of them out there in the market. We've got them on the Warlords store. You know where to find us and where to get them. And now we're going to get Phil to do something kind of special. So, because we've kind of, Ash has already spoilt the timeline theme, today is Monday. It's like the week before we'd normally shoot this. And when we woke up this morning, Phil, because Phil's staying at mine, Phil came running in the house and went, solo trailer, there's a new solo trailer, I've watched it like 74,000 times already, come and watch the solo trailer. So in honour of the solo trailer, Phil is going to tell you about the competition. Ash, where's the prize?
Here's the prize. It's in honour of the solo trailer and
Don't put it up there.
his amazing wingman.
So it's a Chewbacca mug with a cookie holder in the bottom, which is pretty cool.
This is cool.
So, Phil, you know the question.
I do know the question. So the question to win this exclusive, well, it's not really exclusive, is it? This Wookiee mug,
that's what matters.
In fact, we're going to get Phil GC to sign the box.
Yes.
Yeah?
all right.
Now it's exclusive.
Get you to sign it, no?
We'll all sign it.
Yeah.
We'll all,
Get the
hey!
director to sign.
He's just going to put a thumbprint.
Yeah. My mark.
Yeah. John was here.
But yeah, so the question is, last week,
Episode 4?
Episode 4.
Episode
5, Empire Strikes Back of Ash and Rasta. John got really annoyed the previous week with these two looking at the monitor the entire time.
Not looking at the camera.
What did he put on the camera to make them look at the camera instead of looking at the monitor?
So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, no, we don't need to do all that yet.
Yeah, you can do that later.
We'll do all that later. Make sure you subscribe and comment on this video for the actual answer, and you know how we do it.
Yeah.
So
what's your blog address?
Yes.
Blog address. So it gets shared
Let's get
in
some plugs
Reddit,
in
Facebook. It gets shared all over the place over there. There'll be one going up on Monday. Well, the last one went up on Monday night because it's now Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really confusing. Which I'm writing about a weekend with the Warlords.
What's the name of your blog?
The blog is called Such an X-Wing Hipster.
Right, because he is, and look,
he is the X-Wing. For those that don't know, Phil's blog is the best.
It's the nuts.
Yeah, and it is read all over the entire world.
How many countries did you say?
Last year it was 115 different countries had read the blog.
Yeah, that is, and it for a reason. It's read everywhere for a reason because
it's wicked. Yeah. It's properly wicked.
You'll find it linked. We'll
all over
link
the place,
and it always goes up on the Weekend Warlords X-Wing group as well. So make sure to check there. You'll find it on there. We always share it.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
No, so I'd like to say thank you, my brother, for coming.
It's been a joy.
You spent the weekend with me, and I'm a bit gutted he's going because I ain't gonna have no one to rattle on about how much we love Star Wars.
Rasta's dogs, when I walked in this morning, like normally they go off on one. They're like, "Oh, you live here now, don't you?"
Yeah.
I've been here for 3 nights.
Actually, Simeon's been kicked out of his house because he has his own house in the garden, and he's gone.
So I'm the new son.
The new tenant, and much tidier. But look, so having one of the 186 here with us at the Warlords, it's been an absolute privilege and an honour to have you with us.
Certainly.
Please go and check out Phil's blog. It's just been wicked. Go and grab yourself a Firespray, even if you don't take it to a tournament. Get it on a table with your mates. Have a bit of fun. Remember, we are grown men playing with toy spaceships, and if you're not enjoying yourselves, you are doing it wrong. Okay, absolutely. That's the only thing that's right and wrong. Fun, yes. Not fun, no. So
give good game.
Phil,
good game.
Love you, brother. It's just been an absolute honour.
It has been great.
And I'm sure everyone out there has loved your insight into this. And this is hopefully something we're gonna do on a semi-regular basis.
We definitely. I mean, hopefully we'll get Phil back as well.
Phil
when
will
Next time we'll talk about Star Vipers because you love them now.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation
That's
for another day.
Yeah, that's another episode.
That's another episode.
But we're definitely going to look at. We've got a couple of people in mind that are kind of exponents of some of the less used ships. Right, we've certainly got one guy in the team that loves to run U-wings, and I'm not going to tell you the secret U-wing that we were playing this weekend. It was just so much fun. It was all the fun, but we're going to try and do and pick out a few of the ships that are not so seen, and try and get you using your collection again and showing you that they're not as bad as some people make out.
This ship is not. You don't buy it for a card.
Yeah.
You buy it for the ship.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So
all of them should be like that.
thank you very much.
Yes.
And who wants to say it? You don't know what I want to say, do you?
No, I ain't got scoop.
Don't watch Top Gear.
No.
Back to the studio.
Boom.
And we're back.
Yeah, welcome back. That was good, eh? It was like actual Top Gear. Next week, me and Ash are going to race 2 hypercars from Dover to France, while Simeon is pedalling a push bike, and we're going to see who gets there first.
Problem is, it'll be soon because we'll crash.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We'll both get arrested for looking like 2 shady characters.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let me anywhere, are they?
But yeah, you know, look, if you guys get out there and you donate some money to Warlords or the Patreon, you never know, we might be able to do some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the future.
So I hope you enjoyed that. It was very informative. I know we loved having Phil up here, and there's loads of stuff, rock deployment, thoughts about how he engages.
I loved the bit about the arcs.
Yeah, totally.
Controlling the arcs. Because
Totally.
the fall down for me with the slave, obviously, is like, I'm just going to sit where it ain't got an arc. Yeah. So that was massive. Like.
I know Phil certainly had a couple of messages about wanting to see the game that me and him played at mine that night between the 2 Firesprays. That's a thing of legend.
Yeah.
Right?
That no one will ever see.
That's not happening. I even talked about recreating it, but
it won't be the same.
keep it in your mind. It was incredible. It was the best game of X-Wing ever played to date. No other player could have piloted and done the things with those ships we did that night. It was Angels started crying. A few fell out.
If you were to replay it, it'd just be a tribute. It'd never be the same.
It'd be boring, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we've got the results for last week's competition.
This is important.
So we've got some beautiful prizes.
Yeah, we had loads and loads of entries. What was the answer to? Who was on my mug? Who was on my awesome mug?
Not his face.
Yeah, not my face.
Like his
my mug.
drinking receptacle.
Yeah. Who was it?
It was Jar Jar Binks.
It was Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, Mr. Jar Jar Binks!
We're big fans of Jar Jar.
Oh, Jar Jar, you in a deeper doo-doo this time.
Yeah. He is to blame for everything that goes wrong in Star Wars.
He's blatantly Snoke.
Yeah, well, no, it is
he
him.
is.
We were doing some math the other day.
Snoke and Jar Jar.
Well, he gives
had a kid, and
he's
it's
the
Rey.
one that puts it. He's
Yeah.
the one that puts forward that the Emperor should have complete power.
Totally ruined everything.
Muppet. Yeah. But your chance was to win. Nerf Herder, Kylo Ren, Silencer. Yes.
With the right points.
Beautiful card. Yeah. Oh, who would do one with them?
Oh gosh.
And then there is Leia Skywalker in the TIE Advanced X1. So Darth Vader's card with Leia, special commissioned artwork. Done.
So pretty.
Yeah, really nice.
So pretty.
Silver trimmed edge, I believe, on this one.
Who don't like Leia in leather?
Leia Warlords on the back. Bad card. And then this awesome card of Leia in an X-Wing.
But when Ash says bad, Ash is referring to the 1980s oftenly used phrase of bad meaning good.
Exactly.
I know we're not down with the kids. We're down with the grandparents.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
so tough if you're too young to understand.
If you were over a certain age, you understood what I was talking about.
It was wicked.
Yeah, it was bad.
Bad.
But that is bad as well. The Leia, so it's Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker, X-Wing.
Redone, with Princess
Leia Skywalker. As
amazing.
And a set of system open target locks. These things go for good money. These are as rare as a rare thing.
Yeah, a rocking horse. Yeah.
Oh, you're much. I'm Crime Watch. You're QVC. Why is it I'm trying to behave and you're just being naughty?
Oh, sometimes you've got to go against the grain. But who's won?
I'm not coming next week.
Okay, good, because it's a fortnight.
Oh, yes, right. Right, so let's bring in Yoda's head.
Oh, there he is! Thank you, director. Yeah.
Should I fist it?
Yeah, fist Yoda.
I got one. Oh, no, I lost it. I got another one. Luke Townsend.
Ah, Fishy wins.
Fishy wins.
Well
Luke. We all know Luke. I know Luke. I love Luke. And that was not a draw. There's loads of them in there.
Yeah.
Loads of them in there.
Plenty of answers this time round.
So Luke, we know who you are. We'll be in touch, and your prizes will be winging their way to you rather shortly.
Bonus, you got another set of target locks.
Another set of target
Jackpot.
locks.
I guarantee he's already got 2.
Yeah, I guarantee he's already got 2.
Well,
thank you very much for joining us. Ash is going to give you some useful consumer information.
yeah, the really important things that you need to know about watching Rasta and Ash, you need to subscribe to YouTube, Weekend Warlords page, click the notifications button, that way you'll get notified whenever Weekend Warlords YouTube page posts videos, which is really important because there's a lot of good X-Wing videos on there, in particularly George's and Kev's game from last week. Amazing.
Yeah, some of the games are awesome. You've got to get on there. And
amazing. But so get on there. Join us on the Weekend Warlords Facebook page, the main page, which is our storefront. And we also have a shop.weekendwarlords.co.uk where you can buy stuff from us because we're a shop. And the Weekend Warlords X-Wing group. Search that, join that. Hundreds of members, all chatting X-Wing all day long.
We're on Instagram.
We are not on Pinterest.
No, we don't do that.
Don't do that. Yep.
We're on Instagram. We're not on Tinder.
Well,
is that a thing you can be on? I've heard the word.
Tinder?
I don't actually know.
It's a dating app.
Is it a dating app?
It's a dating app, so we are on it.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm getting on it.
Yeah, on it.
Rasta Mace Painting. Don't forget, check out my page. Check out the Patreon.
Loads of new videos coming very soon. In fact,
yes,
this
don't
camera
forget,
is set up.
You need to comment on this video. Right, so this is episode 6, right?
Yeah.
This is episode 6 for the answer to this week's question, which Phil gave you. I'm not going to say it again because just take away Phil's limelight. But comment on this video, and we'll draw that next week. Next fortnight. Plans for next fortnight is another ship type breakdowny review thing. We're not sure 100% yet.
We want you to ask us.
Yeah,
give us some. We've got quite a few in the pipeline that people have already asked us to talk about, but send us some more. And ask you questions.
We know we've had no questions this week, this fortnight, but the next one we'll be doing our questions and answers again. And we may allocate a bit more time for that.
Yeah.
Because we've missed one this week.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed our pre-recorded video as opposed to the live. This is not going to happen very often, but once in a blue moon when we get a special guest.
When are you not going to try and, like, Phil, if Phil would have been here to do it live, then we'd have gone live.
I
when are you not
don't
going to
care about Phil. I was way more interested in the fact I got to say run VT and back to the studio.
Yeah, they were pretty important.
Who cares about Phil? It's all about me.
Make sure to read Phil's blog.
Yeah, I'll read Phil's blog.
He talks about coming down here, and he's very nice about it. So
listen, it's all good, and he 100% exemplifies the things we talk about as Warlords. Maybe not taking it as seriously as some other people, but having as much fun as is humanly possible whilst playing with toy spaceships. Let's not forget what we're doing for a hobby. Let's not take it too seriously.
Please
so,
don't.
thank you for joining us.
So before we go, quick one.
Another one.
Big shout, Stoke. Nice one, Stoke Sarlax. Thank you very much. If anybody else, any other teams out there want to send us your wares, we're quite happy to sponsor.
I can't show you under mine. It's fishnet.
So,
not for you.
Thank you, Stoke Sarlax. I love it. Yeah.
One love, everyone. Weekend Warlords, all the games, all the time. We will see you in a fortnight. Peace.